love always wins and love is love. And the thing is that I agree actually with
hell
all of
is
those.
Hell. That's your sign, Caleb.
That is correct.
Get a shirt. There's a shirt for you. Hell is hell.
I agree with the statement, love is love. And I agree with the statement that love always wins. But what I think has happened is that people have not understood what true love is, and that people don't understand ultimately people don't understand what living your best life is, and people don't understand what love is. So we have to define both those things, right? So if we define love properly, love will always push a person towards Christ. Now, I know the pushback on this. I know what the pushback is on this. And that is certainly an unbelieving person can love their child. And I would say, sure, there's degrees of love, right? There is the natural want to protect your children. There's the natural want to raise your children right, and a emotional connection and an emotional love for your children. But there's really not a good way to talk about this without going to the extreme. The person who was at Auschwitz and registering all the Jews, right, as they come off the trains or whatever. And they say, oh yeah, just right in there, you don't worry, you get a nice shower, and then you're into the barracks. It's not, nothing to worry about. Now, just because that person doesn't know all of the atrocities that are happening behind them doesn't mean that what they're doing is loving. They're offering them a shower. That's not loving. You're actually leading those people to their death. And Romans 1 tells us that there is no excuse. You look outside and you have to know that there's a God. The fool says in his heart there is no God. Why? Because you look outside and you see a God. So ultimately, yeah, can a non-believing parent love their child? Absolutely they can. But the fullest amount of love is a knowledgeable love about God that pushes the child towards Christ, because ultimately, otherwise, you're pushing them in the opposite direction, which is hell. You can't be fully loving and bringing your child or anyone else into a relationship that is going to pull them away from God. It doesn't work like that. I'm on a rant at this point. Therefore.
So back to love wins or whatever.
Love does win, because love always has to be coupled with justice, with full justice.
And my thought was that my response to love wins was true. And not everybody wins, because not everybody loves. Right?
Right.
I think the idea of love wins back with who's the guy who did the Numa videos in Michigan, I think. Rob Bell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The idea is,
and he wrote the book, Love Wins.
Yeah. There is no hell, right? The idea is that love wins means everybody, it's all good. Everybody's good in the end. And that's not the case. You have to account for this back to those two verses. You have to account for Yeshua. Your picture of Yeshua must have depart from me, I never knew you.
Right.
And are we going to accuse Yeshua of being unloving in that moment? No, that's back to your point about justice. Him saying, depart from me, I never knew you. You who practice lawlessness. He cites the Psalm 6 or whatever the verse is. We're not going to say that's unloving. We're not going to say that's unjust. Although our modern politically correct snowflakeism, right, is going to, how dare you, because they don't want the scriptural Jesus, right? The churches that quote churches that are promoting gay ministers and gay marriage and all this kind of stuff, and are pro-abortion, right? They want the idea of the Bible. They want an idea of God.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.